A few weeks ago, a journalist named Idai traveled to a forgotten village, one that doesn't appear on any map. There were no records, no coordinates, no pictures, only a mysterious post in an obscure internet forum. If silence calls you, go. But if a voice returns, it might not be yours. Idai had investigated missing persons before, but this time all clues led to one place, a quiet settlement no one remembered. When she arrived, the village appeared ordinary. Old wooden houses, narrow dirt roads, thick trees surrounding it, but something felt off. There were no sounds, no wind, no birds, not even the sound of her own footsteps. It was as if the air itself refused to carry sound. The villagers moved slowly, quietly. They didn't speak. They didn't even seem to notice her presence. Not at first. At night, the silence deepened. She began to notice strange shadows moving outside her window. Figures. There one moment, gone the next. But they always appeared at the same hour, 11:44 p.m. Her phone didn't work. Her watch stopped ticking. Her reflection began to fade. One evening, a villager finally spoke to her, barely audible, as if forcing the words out of a locked room in his throat. He said, "The voices here come back, but they don't come back right." Idai discovered that every abandoned house in the village contained a mirror, but when she looked into them, she didn't see herself. She saw something else, something watching her from the other side. She found an old hidden stone building deep within the trees, sealed off, overgrown, and avoided by the locals. Inside were carvings on the walls. "Help me! I'm still here!" Drawings of open mouths, all screaming in silence. The building was not a home. It was a vault, a place meant to trap sound itself. An experiment once conducted here had tried to isolate voices, store them, preserve them. But something went wrong. Sound is not just vibration, it's memory, it's will, it's soul. Inside that vault, voices still lingered, whispering through the cracks. One of them called her by name. It claimed to be another journalist who had gone missing years ago. It warned her, "If you listen, if you let the voice in, you'll speak again, but you won't be you." But it was too late. Idai allowed the voice in. From that moment, the silence shattered, but the town changed. The mirrors came alive. Reflections stepped out, and the figures from the window now walked freely in the streets. Voices flooded the air, too many to understand, too hungry to be gentle. Idai tried to escape. She ran from the vault, from the village. She reached the trees. The wind returned. She could hear again, but something came with her. Now she's back in the city. She writes, she speaks, she smiles, but sometimes, when she talks, there's an echo behind her words, a whisper just beneath her voice. And at night, when she speaks in front of a mirror, it speaks back. She returned, but the voice is not hers. After returning from the silent village, Idai seemed normal. She walked, talked, smiled, just like before. But inside, she knew something was wrong. Every word she spoke felt slightly off, as if a second voice echoed beneath her own. A quiet presence, breathing inside every syllable. At night, she avoided mirrors, because in the reflection, someone else smiled back. That reflection moved differently. It stared too long. It blinked out of sync. It wasn't her. She realized the voice she brought back wasn't just sound. It was something alive, and it wasn't alone. Determined to put things right, Idai began searching. She found others, 3 of them, who had also returned from the village. They looked fine, acted fine, but behind their eyes, something else lived. They admitted the truth. The voice had fused with them, not possessed them, not haunted them, become them, and one of them no longer wanted to change back. Aidai knew she had to return, not just to end it, but to undo it. She went back to the village. But this time, the village had changed. The houses were cracked, mirrors lay shattered in the dirt, and the silence was gone. Voices filled the air, broken, confused, desperate. They had returned, but they no longer remembered who they belonged to. And now, they were looking for bodies to claim. She made her way to the ancient vault, the place where it all began. The walls still whispered. The scratched-out pleas still glowed faintly in the dust. She stepped to the center, where the voices were loudest. She spoke. She offered her voice fully, freely. And the voices came, hundreds, thousands, drawn to her sound. They entered her, not to control her, but to be remembered. For a moment, she became every story, every scream, every forgotten name. But it came at a cost. With every word she gave, she lost part of herself until there was nothing left to say. Aidai fell silent completely. Weeks later, the village was different, peaceful. Children laughed, wind moved, people spoke. The silence had lifted. Aidai was gone. No grave, no trace, just a single inscription carved into stone near the vault. She gave back the voice, so others could speak again. Some say she still exists, in the wind, in the echoes. Others claim to have seen her reflection in windows late at night, watching, calm, smiling, but never speaking. Final scene. A little girl stands by her window in the newly revived village. She sees a woman's shape standing across the street, still pale, smiling. The girl asks her parents, "Who's that?" They glance out the window, puzzled. "No one's there, sweetheart." "Maybe it's just your reflection," the girl whispers. "Then why is she smiling at me?" Black screen. Some voices never truly fade.